Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Today marks the 24th anniversary of the deadly terrorist attacks that took place on September 11th, 2001. It's a day that we remember the victims of this terrible tragedy and honor the men and women who ran towards the chaos, showed courage, and did their part to save countless lives. It's a day that lives on in the memories of countless families, including my own, as I actually have an older cousin who is an Air Force veteran. He was working in the Pentagon on that fateful day and saw all of the turmoil of September 11th firsthand. Thankfully, he did survive the attacks and is still alive today, but of course, that was not the case for many of the other families who remember that day, who remember that day all too well. May we never forget the sacrifices that were made that day, and especially as we recover from the tragedies that occurred yesterday, both in Utah and in Colorado. It's important that we continue to stand together through whatever challenges come our way. We all want to make this country safe, and the only way we can do that is if we work together. Tomorrow, the West Bloomfield Lakers prepare for their next exciting football match, this one against Rochester Adams. After two dominant performances from the Lakers team, many of their players have already made their impact on this football season. One of those big names for the Lakers is Joel Davis, who recently spoke with our own Tyler Kieft about his goals for the current season.
I'm Tyler Kieft, joined by West Bloomfield Lakers running back and linebacker Joel Davis, one of the breakout stars for the team in the first 2 weeks of this season. You have roles on offense and defense. They've been pretty big roles so far. How are you adjusting as the season begins?
Just taking one moment at a time and know that my teammates and coaches trust in me.
So your role on offense has kind of been the power rusher, but you've also shown your ability to get outside the tackles and have some speed. Over 50 yards rushing in the first week of the season. You got a touchdown there. Last week, receiving core, you also got a touchdown involved. That was week one. Week two was the rushing touchdown. So for you, how comfortable are you getting in this pretty young offense for 2025?
Just knowing that I just trust my offensive line, know that they'll open a gap for me, and I know I can break a tackle or two, so it just comes natural.
You play on both sides of the ball. As a linebacker, you've made some pretty key plays as well. You've been in on some of the defensive turnovers and special teams turnovers as well in these first 2 weeks. How does the defensive play for you help aid you in your performance on the offensive side of the football?
Well, it helps me bring my physicality over to the offensive side of the ball, I'm just a very physical player on both sides of the ball.
So, Joel, you've been able to observe over the past couple of years with West Bloomfield's offensive weapons, most of them being sort of speedy guys that get outside the tackles. For you, you're able to kind of mesh a little bit of everything on the offensive side of the football, and then you're also playing on the defensive side. So how does one affect the other and allow you to be a more effective overall player?
Well, I just take it as really just taking it as all as one. if I'm on defense, I'm just gonna focus on that at that time and moment. I'm on offense, I'm gonna focus on that. And I know that I'm not a starter on defense because I'm a starter on offense, but it just really comes in natural. So just getting play time on both sides of the ball is just good for both me and the team. Physicality.
We've had a couple of exciting 2 weeks to start the season off. Week one, an emphatic victory to start the year off with Fordson last year, big rivalry week win against Southfield A&T. Now you're getting into the thick of the season. The OAA Red is ahead. How are you and the other guys in the locker room getting ready for this part of the season where the rubber really meets the road for the Lakers?
We know it's going to be tough. We know it's going to be a couple good teams going to have to play as we get closer to the playoffs. We call it the gauntlet that we're going to go through. And we're just preparing, motivating each other, and being ready for OA Red.
How do you keep each other level-headed in this scenario? Because like you said, it's a gauntlet. Everyone's going to have to play at a high level, and there's a lot of pressure that comes along with that, especially in this division.
Well, we all keep each other accountable for things by example, being on time to practice and things such as that.
Joel Davis with us, a running back and linebacker for the West Bloomfield Lakers, coming off 2 consecutive 37-0 victories at home at the Swamp. Rochester Adams coming to town on Friday. That game will be broadcast by State Champs on State Champs Network's YouTube page, as well as on Local 4 Plus. We'll give you links to that on civiccentertv.com/LakersSports. Joel, as your team pursues an OAA Red regular season title, certainly playoff play, and ultimately a state championship, these first 2 weeks are really the big foundation. What steps forward are you looking for the other 10 players on the field alongside of you and yourself to make as we head into the Red Division schedule?
Well, we want to keep the other opposing team by 0 points, and we want to up the score. We want to put 50 on people. We want to put 50 on people.
So to bring back the old championship era days, tough defenses, lots of shutouts, and putting up a lot of points. Joel Davis, a breakout player for the Lakers in 2025. Thank you for joining us on This Week in Laker Football.
Thank you.
Joel Davis, certainly someone who has made such a big name for himself already as the season has gone underway. As a reminder, West Bloomfield Lakers are taking on Rochester Adams tomorrow. That game is not going to be broadcast here on Civic Center TV, but will instead be broadcast on State Champs. So be on the lookout for State Champs to catch all the action with this very exciting game. Close to home, West Bloomfield is getting a brand new look. The township recently unveiled a new logo earlier this week, a full revamp of the branding that represents the township's growing and evolving identity. Staying put, of course, is the iconic blue heron, which will see a new life in this brand new logo and give it a more appropriate representation of the township's identity. Joining us now on the Splash Live to tell us more is one of the creative minds behind the logo, Brian Birch, the owner and managing partner of Birch Partners. Thank you so much for joining us, Brian.
Pleasure to be here.
Really, really happy to have you with us and loving the brand new design for West Bloomfield. What inspired the idea to give the logo a bit of a redesign?
We have been working with the township for several months now, and I have a kind of personal background of visiting West Bloomfield and families, friends who lived in the area. And so I had an understanding of what West Bloomfield was all about and how desirable of a community it is to live. And we've spent these past 4 months kind of digging into that and understanding why people want to live here. We held a public forum in June to understand what issues and priorities that residents have in the community. I've listened to hours of public comment and what people are willing to stand up at a podium and ask for. Among those things is preservation of our natural world. The reason people love West Bloomfield so much is that it has this intimate connection between the outdoors and their lifestyle, be it where they live, where they shop, where they send their kids to school. And so that sustainable living and vibrant community life is really the inspiration for what you see today.
I love it. Lots of very important values and qualities that help make West Bloomfield exactly what it is. What would you say were some of the most important of those values and qualities that were important to reflect in this logo?
I think environmental stewardship was the number one. If there's anything that's distinct about West Bloomfield, is that it has a commitment to sustaining nature, sustaining wetlands. And so we actually articulated that as best as we could, bringing that great blue heron into the design itself. The heron, which was gone in West Bloomfield for a while, but has returned because of this preservation commitment in the community. It desires clean water. It desires safe spaces and safe wetlands. And that return is going to be an inspiration to all of us that the hard work is paying off. And so the blue heron is kind of this, and we've adjusted the design of it to be this lifting into flight. It's like reaching for greater. It's a growth model idea that we can aspire to something even better than who we are and what we are. So that captures what I think is the heart of West Bloomfield Township.
I love it. And I love hearing about the creative process that's going into this brand new logo. How would you say that this one differs from the previous logo in terms of style and symbolism?
Well, the previous logo is not a logo. It's the seal. Right. And in that way, it's still, I would call that a sacred element or tool. Like, we're not changing that. And you'll see the seal used in official documentation, official actions or placeholders of the Board of Trustees or other places around the township. So you'll still see it. But what we've done is we've created, I think, a marketing tool that really articulates something that can be more fun, more energetic. A lot of communities have seals, and I think they're great, and they should be used. But if we're going to go out and talk to people, if we're going to be proactive in our outreach, which is what we were called to do when we were brought onto the team, this is the right step forward. And so when you look at things like the West Bloomfield Township website, this will be integrated into that channel. You'll see it on social media channels. You'll see it in all these other places, the sides of vehicles, anywhere you can get a touch point with a resident, a visitor. You'll start to see this. Marketing banners, like there's banners that are come into the Township Hall area, the library, and the Parks building. There's these very nice banner light poles, and those will appear. The logo will appear on those. So it's a marketing tool. Let's be honest in what it is, and it's designed to really speak a specific language to the people who we want to understand this community best.
For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Brian Birch, the owner and managing partner of Birch Partners, who's talking about the brand new logo that was recently unveiled for West Bloomfield Township and the creative process behind its design. Now, Brian, you touched on it a little bit ago about how important community interaction and feedback was in helping to make this logo what it is. How do you hope residents and visitors feel when they see this new logo?
We haven't gotten a ton of feedback yet. What we have received, specifically from the board, from the members of the audience who were there, lots of enthusiasm, people excited. We do understand that change is difficult, and a lot of people don't love change. And there are people who will have, this logo will have its detractors. We fully understand that. However, we really do believe that this is going to align well, authentically with who West Bloomfield is, the residents who live here, the people who own businesses here, the people who come to visit, the people who enjoy the beautiful lakes, the pristine waters. That's who we think we're really going to love this. And in the end, this will just be a part of the community as much as any of the lakes and any of the roads and whatnot.
Hey, I already see. I mean, if the feedback is anything to base this off of, I think that this logo is going to fit in just nicely with West Bloomfield and the town's aesthetic and its brand new direction. And how would you say you see the new logo representing the township's future vision and the direction it's going?
The vision itself, the township really does want to be a place for everyone. It wants to be welcoming. It wants to be inviting. And it always has been. It wants to keep that position. But I think if you look at the demographics of West Bloomfield, we're seeing people who have lived here for generations. And our goal is to find a way to bring those who are graduating from the high schools in the area and where they start their careers. Maybe they don't move here right away, but they're boomerangs. And boomerang folks are important. West Bloomfield is the place with great schools, with great roads, with great trails, with great environments. This is where we want them to start their families. We want cul-de-sacs filled with kids playing ball. We want to see that growth happen with the next generation. And so putting a great face forward, creating an image that aligns authentically with who we are, is the starting point of really that vision for the next stage of West Bloomfield Township.
A boomerang city. That's a new one. I've never heard that before, but that is so right. A very, very unique perspective on this. And you're absolutely right. It is absolutely the kind of city that you'd love to raise your family in and start your life. And this logo is going to help represent that city and the township in so many ways. Brian, I got one more question before we wrap things up. Looking ahead, how do you see the logos helping West Bloomfield stand out among other communities in Michigan?
There's a lot of competition for residents, for business, for economic development. That's nothing new. There has been for a very long time, and we maybe don't want to speak about it, but when we look at what we have as our neighbors, we have amazing neighbors. Commerce Township, Walled Lake, Novi, Northville. These are really great communities too. There's nothing wrong with them. But if we really want to stand out, we have to stand out with a really great image. We have to be able to speak who we are and say it loudly and proudly. And so the image itself is designed to be a tool to help us do that, to help the leaders of this community, whether in government, whether in leadership, in business, or whether just leaders in the community, to really say with pride, I live in West Bloomfield and I love it, and you should move here or you should start your business here too.
Well, this is a pretty good image to put out there for everybody all throughout Michigan. Brian, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you.
Such a great logo and a great addition for the West Bloomfield community to help showcase what the township is and what it represents all throughout Michigan. With the 2025 school year underway, everyone is starting to get used to the rhythm of getting up, heading to the bus stops, and watching their kids begin their school days. But it's important for all families in Greater West Bloomfield to be aware of the importance of school bus safety and that both parents and their kids need to be following important rules. Yesterday, I spoke with the general manager of Durham School Services, Tanisha Thomas, and safety and training supervisor, Sheila Burns, to hear what parents and kids should be doing. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Glad to have you both with us. Very, very important conversation, especially around this time of the year. Tanisha, I'm going to start with you. As the new school year begins, what would you say are the top safety reminders you'd like to share with both students and with parents?
One thing, a couple of things we like to share with our parents is be alert around the school bus. Never pass a school bus that is loading and unloading our students, and communicate and stay connected with our district and our transportation, and always know your pickup and drop off times. We at the district have a bus app, which is Bus Zone, that is accurate in following the school bus, so our students never have to worry about where the bus is. So always communicate, and we'll all be on the same page.
All great resources to make sure that families are up to date on where the bus is and making sure that schedules are being followed. Now, Sheila,
Absolutely.
It's also important for not just for families to be aware of this information, but also for the drivers who are alongside the road every day, who are trying to get to work, that have to navigate around these school buses. What steps should drivers take to ensure that they're following proper safety laws around school buses?
Yeah, some of the common violations that we see are drivers running red lights that are flashing and, trying to get out around the school bus because they know it's going to be stopping. When the alternate yellow lights are flashing, they're trying to speed around and beat the bus. The best practice is just to, if you see the lights flashing, is to slow down and prepare to stop, because that school bus is getting ready to stop and pick up kids. You never know what area or where kids are coming from. So if you see the lights flashing, the best practice is to prepare to stop.
What would you say are maybe some of them?
Also,
oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Also,
no, go for it.
When approaching a bus stop that does have its red lights on, it's the idea is to stop at least 20 feet from that bus. So
20 feet from the bus. Yes, important information for everyone to be aware of. What would you say are maybe some of the most common safety violations that drivers tend to make around buses, and how can they be prevented?
The common safety violations would be running the red lights, brushing up on traffic laws, as far as school bus safety. It doesn't hurt to always, get a reminder. You always want to drive safe speeds when you're near schools or in a school speed zone. You want to make sure that you're following those safety speeds. It's just being aware of what is going on around you can help prevent a lot of accidents. So. Just being more aware.
That's absolutely right. That is the most important thing for everybody to remember, especially when you're out on the road and a lot of stuff's happening. Make sure you know where everything is and make sure that you're not causing any accidents. Tanisha, I'm going to jump over to you. How are bus drivers trained to handle emergencies or unexpected situations that might arise during their bus routes?
So all our drivers are trained thoroughly. During the summertime, we have our drivers come in for safety meetings, training, CPR, first aid, any type of disaster training. They are trained with steps in how to have a great outcome.
All right, good to know that the bus drivers are up to date with all this information, and to make sure that they are ready for the school year. And are there any new safety protocols or technologies being implemented on the school buses for this year?
Not on our school buses, but we do, if a lot of parents is not aware of our white sticker on the side of the bus, it is a $500 fine if any parents step on our buses. So we like to get that out there to our parents, that if they have questions and they want to speak to the driver, just either call transportation and we can answer all the questions we can, or go to the driver's side window before stepping on the school bus. We don't want our parents to get fined the $500.
Absolutely not. $500. That is a pretty hefty fine, and definitely something that everybody should be made aware of. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with the general manager and the safety training supervisor with Durham School Services, Tanisha Thomas and Sheila Burns, talking about school bus safety, especially as the 2025 school year is currently underway. Now, Sheila, what role would you say parents can play in teaching their children about how to safely get on and off the school bus, and about just proper bus etiquette altogether?
Parents, they play a vital role in teaching their students school bus safety. They're role models. Students look to their parents to help guide them to the bus, and ensure, parents should ensure that kids understand the safety rules, such as, not running after a school bus if they've missed the bus stop, making sure that they're looking before, they cross the road to get on the bus, that they're boarding one at a time, that they're using the handrails and sitting down. There are many bus rules that parents parents can help reiterate at home that will make the ride safer for the student. So, setting a good example and speaking with your student about proper, bus safety, it will really help kids have a safe bus ride. So.
That's absolutely right. And what should children do if maybe there's a scenario where they're feeling unsafe or they're experiencing bullying while riding on the bus?
We try to make sure everyone is aware that they can approach the bus driver at any time and let the bus driver know that they're having an issue on the bus. If they don't feel comfortable coming to the bus driver, you can always tell mom or dad or a parent, and the parent can call transportation and relay that there's an issue going on, or they can inform someone in the school. But they should always tell a trusted adult.
Of course, always voice your concerns and make sure that people are aware if you are experiencing difficulties. Now, Tanisha,
Yes.
You were talking about an app a little bit earlier in the interview that parents can use to monitor the buses and to be aware of schedules. Could you go into detail on that a little bit more?
Sure. So we have launched a app that is called Bus Zone, 2 words. It launched last year, 2024, at the end of 2024, but it is helping our parents to be able to track the bus. And as long as they set up it correctly, they would need their student ID number, which we can, at the transportation, cannot give it to them, but they can contact their school or go into their Power School, and get that student ID. Also, on the school district website, they have an access code that all parents should be able to see on their website, and kind of they need to, if they don't know their student route number, they can always call transportation. I have talked to many parents, and I am here waiting for any parents that having trouble that cannot track a bus to be able to make sure that they're set up properly. And they have like these alert zones that all parents have to set up each route that they want to follow. Alert zones have to be set up, or they will only get a 1-hour window, which is knowing when the child is arriving to school and leaving the school. So it is an awesome app. I have it on my phone, so I track a lot of my buses to make sure that our app is working each and every day. Today we had a late start, so it was a 2-hour delay, and our parents was able to track the bus still. So it is a outstanding app, and it allows our parents to be more informed where the bus is at all times.
It definitely sounds like it. Have you heard any feedback from parents on their thoughts on the app?
Now, I have had some feedback on the app. I have some parents that have reached out to me, and I had to troubleshoot with them because they only set up partial of their app, which is they didn't set up the alert zones. And another thing, they need to turn on a push notifications. That's another way the app communicate with them to inform them that the bus is in their zone, and also set up the arrival to school and departure from the school. So yes, I have had some of them, some feedback on it, but overall I had really good feedback on it.
Sounds like it. Sounds like this app has made a huge difference in helping everybody get back into the rhythm for the school year, and that is fantastic to hear. I got one more question before we wrap everything up, and this question is for both of you. How can parents and schools work together to create a culture of safety around student transportation? Tanisha, we'll start with you.
Communication. Communication is key. We communicate with the district. Anytime we have traffic delays or school issues, or it is all in communication. And if we all on the same page, I cannot say it more, communication. And we have newsletters, we have apps to be able to communicate with our parents, with like Bus Zone. We have our outstanding staff at the district that communicates with our parents through emails, and can call transportation. We have our outstanding dispatchers inside transportation to be able to communicate. So I'm going to say nail it up in all communication to make it safe.
Sheila, same question.
I would absolutely have to agree with Tanisha. Communication is key. We have many ways to communicate with families in the district. We have the district website. We have bus tracker. We have email. Bus zone. There are many communication tools that we use to communicate with parents. And if you're not finding the answers that you're looking for, please call transportation. Someone is always here in the office to answer any of your questions.
Well, it's great that you guys are available to help everybody ease back into the school year the right way. Tanisha, Sheila, thank you both so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you for having us.
It's always important to know what to do, especially when you are on that school bus. So we really appreciate Sheila and Tanisha for taking the time to talk with us here on the Splash Live. In just a few short weeks, a senior health expo will be taking place with West Bloomfield Parks on Friday, October 3rd. A chance for local individuals to meet and engage with over 30 local service providers curated to support senior needs. Naomi Johnson, the senior programmer with West Bloomfield Parks, recently joined us on the Splash Live to tell us more. Naomi, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Jake, for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you with us. Very, very important conversation about the Senior Health Expo. What can you tell me about how this event got started and what people can take away from participating in it?
Absolutely. So our Senior Health Showcase actually started over 15 years ago. And so we've hosted this event for a while. It actually began at a different facility. So we hosted it at the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, which is in the community. This year, we are bringing it to our Senior Connect Center. And so this year, we will actually be in-house. We just really wanted to create an atmosphere for older adults to not only come together and interact with one another, but we wanted to be able to connect them to different resources in the community and still create that welcoming and inviting atmosphere while they learn about services and talk face-to-face to different professionals in our community.
That's amazing. Great environment to put together an event like this. It's an appropriate venue for this event. What can you tell me about some of the resources that the seniors can take away, like some of the things that they can learn?
Absolutely. So at our Connect Senior Center, we always have different programming, from even if it's just a game or card session, but we also have a lot of different programs with speakers where they can learn about whether it's something that they need in the community, different organizations and what they offer. A lot of them may be a free event, but a lot of our seniors don't know about these opportunities and these organizations. So we really just want to create that atmosphere, connect them with different organizations that could include lifestyle organizations, fitness, physical therapy, housing, literally all types of different things. But we just want to create that atmosphere and where they don't have to go online and search, but they can meet face to face, have that personal interaction with each and every professional. And so we are providing a wide range of just different organizations where they can come and discuss and meet our professionals.
That's absolutely right, and such great ways that all of these seniors can take away so many great resources. Now, there is a very diverse senior audience throughout Greater West Bloomfield. Some might have some mobility issues, some might have some memory issues as they've gotten older. How do you ensure that this event is accessible and appealing to a diverse senior audience?
Absolutely. So to start, this event is free for our guests. So anybody, they are all welcome to attend. We also have over 30 vendors that will be in attendance that day. And so we did want to create that wide range just of opportunities. So I think there is somebody for anybody that comes here. And even if they just want to connect with the professionals here, or if they have a question, or maybe they are interested in a certain organization, we wanted to create that atmosphere while still welcoming a wide variety of different organizations and service providers in the community.
That's absolutely right. Now, it should be noted with this event that there are different time slots for the Senior Health Showcase. There's one at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and one at noon. And of course, spots are limited. So where can people go to learn a little more information about where they can sign up, what's a good time to sign up, and some more information just about the event?
Absolutely. So we created these time slots just to take control over how many participants we have. We want people to be comfortable and to have that one-on-one experience while talking to the organization. So we did limit the time slots to a certain amount. Like you said, we have 4 different time slots available. So people are welcome to go to our West Bloomfield Parks website, but they can also call us at the Connect Senior Center, where some of our service providers are able to register them for the event, or just give them some extra information on which time slot would work best for them.
And is there a deadline to sign up for this event?
Yes, and so the deadline is about a few weeks before the event, so they definitely have time to register for this.
All right, important information for everyone to know about signing up for this event. For those just joining us, I'm talking with the senior programmer for West Bloomfield Parks, Naomi Johnson, who's explaining to me about the Senior Health Expo that's going to be taking place on October 3rd at the Connect Senior Center. Naomi, how would you say that this vendor fair aligns with the broader mission of West Bloomfield Parks to serve the seniors in the community?
Absolutely. So I believe that this event, it does align with our mission. Overall, we just want to create an environment where we support the health, wellness, and overall quality of life for our seniors. And so this event just creates an opportunity for them to connect with the community, connect with one another, so they can come to this event, meet other seniors, and have that social aspect as well. But it does provide a good opportunity for them to really get involved and connected to the community. We want them leaving this event feeling empowered, feeling well educated, and more connected to our West Bloomfield community as they ever will.
That's absolutely right. Now, how do you measure the impact of an event like this on both the attendees and the vendors? And are there follow-ups or possibly surveys planned for this event?
Yes. So for all of our events, we send out feedback surveys at the end. I think for us, it just really helps us get a picture of how did our event affect anyone that attended, what impacts happened at the event, what they enjoyed most, what they enjoyed least. So it really just allows us to get that feedback, improve for next year or whatever event that we have following up. So we always do send a vendor survey as well as surveys to our participants just to let us know how can we make this event better as we continue to move forward.
Of course, always great to continue to get that feedback and to know what the seniors in our community are looking for. Naomi, I got one more question before we wrap things up. Where can people go to make sure that they are staying up to date for this event and to gain a little more information?
Yes, so there are various ways to keep in contact with us. We have our West Bloomfield Parks website where you can visit that website. You are able to register as well as get a little bit more information about our Senior Health Showcase. We do have social media, and so if you go to our Instagram page, you can also learn about all of the programming we have there. And then you can also call either our West Bloomfield Parks phone number or call us right here at Connect, and we can definitely give you that one-on-one information and just help you from there. So there are various ways where you can contact us and get that information.
Always great ways to stay informed with our community. Naomi, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Once again, the Senior Health Expo is going to be taking place on Friday, October 3rd with West Bloomfield Parks. Chance for many people to engage with several different service providers curated to senior needs. We're going to take a quick break and jump into some more stories right after this. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Next Sunday, September 21st, is the annual Fire Prevention Open House, which will also be the final major event that's going to be held at West Bloomfield Fire Station number 1. The fire station is set to undergo major renovations and construction that will begin in November of this year and last until December of 2026. Here to tell us more is West Bloomfield Fire Chief Greg Flynn. Greg, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Jake. Good to be with you.
And I can see that you are standing outside of Fire Station number 1, the very same one that will be getting the renovations very, very shortly. What prompted the decision to move forward with the construction at Fire Station 1?
Jake, before we get into the interview, I do want to just take a moment to acknowledge just the relevance of today and remembering September 11th. And you'll see at all the fire stations today the commemorative 9/11 flag, along with the flags being at half-staff today for a multitude of reasons, unfortunately. But I just wanted to start off by recognizing that as a member of the public safety community, but also what everyone does within our communities to keep us safe, because we know that safety within a community is everyone's responsibility, from our school teachers to people out walking their dogs and seeing something and saying something and just taking care of our neighbors. So I wanted to start with that. We are very excited, as you opened up with, being here at Fire Station number 1, constructed in the mid-1970s, and has really served our community very well. And we are very excited that with the support of the Township Board, that we're in the design and development phase for a complete renovation of Fire Station 1 and bringing it in and future-proofing this station to serve the community for the decades to come.
All right, great to hear of these, to hear about the process that's going into this construction. And thank you so much for the kind words, for what you had to say regarding, of course, today's significance. Yes, it is great to hear your thoughts and to hear what the fire department is doing to honor the people of September 11th. Now, going back to the firehouse, can you describe the current state of the firehouse and why upgrades or rebuilding are necessary?
Well, the structure coming from the, designed in the 70s, and really when the fire department was operating in more of a volunteer paid-on-call format. It's very smartly located here along Orchard Lake Road, right, kind of alongside the high school. And you can see from the architecture behind me, it's reflective of that era of building design, municipal building design. But as time has gone on, the infrastructure that is underneath the station, how we staff the fire station with career firefighters, which all of our fire stations are staffed with today. Those are the nuances. Our sleeping quarters, the bathroom facilities for both men and women, the fitness space, the ventilation systems, all of these things, Jake, have become reached the end of their life. And so this is a really wonderful opportunity to refresh the look of this really highlight of a municipal building along a high traffic area here on Orchard Lake Road, and make it a supportive space too for our emergency responders, our firefighter paramedics that come out of Station 1.
All necessary improvements that I'm sure will have great impact for the people of Greater West Bloomfield. Greg, I'm curious, what input did firefighters and staff have in shaping the design and functionality of the brand new station?
Well, we're coming off of the construction of Fire Station number 3 that was opened, started in 2015, opened and put in service in October of 2019. So we have a lot of feedback from our team on that. What did we really knock out of the park, and what are some areas that we could have done a little better in making that station more functional? Now, building one fire station is building one fire station. The site is different. The kind of the needs out of the facility are different. But listening to the lived-in experiences, the kitchen area, the sleeping spaces, we're listening to what our paramedics are saying and really trying to incorporate those things. And Jake, as you know, working with a large group of folks with, what's important to them and, trying to distill that down into a plan is a bit challenging, but we've got a great team here, and we're listening to those voices, and we're really looking forward to releasing a complete plan for feedback here within just a few short weeks.
That's great. And it sounds like a lot of the updates that are going to be coming with the new fire station, it's really going to be enhancing the safety and effectiveness for the fire department. Would you agree?
Well, it's like any building that you live in, I should say, like living in your home. The fire service, the career fire service working a 24-hour shift. Remember, your paramedic firefighters here in West Bloomfield start their shift at 8 a.m. in the morning, and they work all the way until 8 a.m. the next day. So you're eating your meals here. Your fitness routine is here. They're showering after fires here. So it really is the home away from home. So eventually what happens within a facility that's used 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, there comes a point where things just need to be updated. We're at the point here. And we've had elected officials have toured the facility to underscore so that they understand when they're talking to residents why this project is so important. But Jake, as you know from reporting for years here now, this community knows what a safe community looks like. They know the importance of safety being connected, not just to law enforcement, but also to their police, to their fire and EMS services, but also into their civic groups and the library and our parks. All of that creates a safe community. And this is just one more yes that our elected officials are saying to us to keep West Bloomfield the way that it is in the community that we love.
For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with West Bloomfield Fire Chief Greg Flynn about the upcoming renovations and construction that's going to be taking place with West Bloomfield Fire Station number 1 very, very shortly. Now, Greg, you just touched upon this a second ago, how this building is not just a representation of the West Bloomfield Fire Department, but of West Bloomfield Township as a whole. So how would you say this project reflects the growth and the needs of the West Bloomfield community?
Well, one of the things that you've seen along Orchard Lake Road is really the kind of redevelopment and looking at the reflection and the importance of the community and keeping it vibrant and updated. And that's exactly what's going to happen with Fire Station 1. Now, I don't want to get the cart in front of the horse here, but we have some really great ideas that we've working with our architects and the design and development team to incorporate some engagement along the front part of the station where those that are passing by the station will be able to engage in kind of a memorial plaza where we'll have some engagement that can take place there as they come in to see us.
I really, really like that, Greg. I think that's going to be great for the community and for the community to get to observe this memorial station. How would you say this renovation or rebuild aligns with the long-term vision of the West Bloomfield Fire Department? Oh, I'm so sorry. It looks like we might have some technical difficulties. We're going to get back with Chief Greg Flynn in just a second. We're going to take a quick break and hopefully try to work out these issues, and we'll be right back here on The Splash Live. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Hi, I'm Marcia Gershenson, and I'm one of the Oakland County Commissioners that's lucky enough to represent West Bloomfield. And I'd like to congratulate Civic Center TV on having 1 million viewers on YouTube. I mean, that's incredible. Your viewpoint and your authenticity is so valuable. So congratulations on 1 million views. I'm proud to be one in a million.
Wondering what to say to someone who's been sexually assaulted or abused?
I believe you. I'm so sorry this happened.
It's not your fault.
Confidential and anonymous help is available at the Michigan Sexual Assault Hotline. Connect with us 24/7. Call 855-VOICES-4 or text 1-866-238-1454 for help. Learn more at michigan.gov/voices4.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy, and if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We are back with West Bloomfield Fire Chief Greg Flynn talking about the updates and the construction that's going to be coming very, very soon for West Bloomfield Fire Station number 1. So Greg, picking up where we left off, how does this renovation or rebuild align with the long-term vision of the West Bloomfield Fire Department as a whole?
The long-term vision of being that pillar within the community, this is going to be a station that the whole community can be proud of. The engagement that we'll have along the front of the station, again, you opened up with the fire open house. We're very much looking forward to having the 2025 fire open house here, as you said, on the 21st of this month. And then kind of closing out the station and looking very forward to having the renovation done by Fire Open House 2026 and having the community right back in and seeing what those tax dollars went towards and what the return on investment is going to be. That's what it's about, is having a workplace that our firefighter paramedics are supported in, that while they're living there, that they're comfortable, that it's professional, that they can train in, and are ready to respond to the community. So we're future-proofing it as we go. We're thinking ahead to the flow paths. And one of the things that you'll notice when you go by the station right now, there's kind of that south parking lot, Jake, and that's going to all be blended together and kind of reducing one of the cuts into Orchard Lake Road. So we're working with our county, our friends at the county, and just all of the stakeholders, and it's going to be a beautiful project. I saw you got a couple of the pictures up there of some of our initial renderings of what we're working on, but very excited about it, as you can tell.
Absolutely.
That's some of the memorial garden you're seeing there, that interactive piece along the front of, as you're on Orchard Lake Road, passing the front of the station.
That's right. Some very, very great images. I can't wait to see this building make its way right here to West Bloomfield. Greg, I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. What message would you like to share with residents about the importance of this project and what it means for the future of public safety in West Bloomfield?
Fire stations are very much an important part of the career of our firefighter paramedics. We owe it to them, we owe it to our residents to have a space where those firefighters feel supported and have a functioning station with the kind of balance of bathrooms and showers and things that are reflective of our workforce, of the men and women that are members of our team. And that's what this is doing. And so we're being very smart about it, Jake. We are building in what we need. You'll see a training tower element that is in the design right now. That, again, is looking forward to what the future construction projects and what the township is looking like with some of the commercial buildings. So the team is ready. And I want the residents to have just as much of the excitement and the confidence in what we're investing in with their tax dollars and the trust. So as more of this comes out, and we hope to have some images at the open house for people to get a closer look at. But again, I think the takeaway is I hope they're as excited about the project as the WBFD team is.
I am very excited about the project. I can hear the excitement in your voice. I can hear the excitement throughout the West Bloomfield Fire Station. I cannot wait to see what's to come with West Bloomfield. Greg, I want to thank you so much for joining us here to talk about these updates. But before I let you go, I would be remiss if I did not mention another recent achievement of yours, and this one comes with a bit of bragging rights. You recently had the incredible honor of throwing out the first pitch at a Detroit Tigers game. How did that end up happening, and what do you have to say on the experience?
The experience was very moving. This was the remembrance from 9/11 at the Tigers game on Sunday. And our friends at Belfour Restoration invited first responders from across Southeast Michigan and even some further away to come down and have the flag out there. And I was joined out there with some colleagues from Lansing Township and Sterling Heights Fire Department. And a real privilege to represent the WBFD, to represent West Bloomfield and the fire service across the great state of Michigan. And it landed in the glove, Jake. So not over the head, not on the ground. It was a good pitch. Not sure it was a strike.
Hey, that's still an incredible achievement, and that is definitely something you can take with you for many, many years. That's such a great honor, Greg. Congratulations to that, and can't wait to see what's to come with the brand new firehouse with West Bloomfield. Thank you so much for joining us today here on The Splash Live.
You bet, Jake. See you soon.
Absolutely. Great updates to come from West Bloomfield everywhere you look. We're going to take another quick break and jump into a little bit more stories with The Splash Live right after this. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Hi, I'm Chris Fry, Park Superintendent of West Bloomfield Parks. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, on 1 million views on YouTube. Thank you for all you do in the community, and thank you for having me on The Splash throughout the season to talk about activities out in the parks. Chris Fry, proud to be 1 in a million.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip, the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better, check with the BBB first, because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Wanted to give everybody one more reminder regarding our next football game for the West Bloomfield Lakers. They are set to take on Rochester Adams tomorrow, Friday, September 12th at 7 o'clock. And I wanted to just provide one more reminder that Civic Center is not going to be broadcasting this game. This game will be available on State Champs, but you can still head over to civiccentertv.com. You can scan the QR code that you see on our screen to be updated with all things Laker sports. civiccentertv.com/Laker sports is the place to go to stay up to date on all of the information regarding the West Bloomfield Lakers and to check out this week in Laker football. We showed a little bit earlier from Joel Davis's interview. There were also interviews with Coach Zach Hilbers, definitely going over the current success of the West Bloomfield Lakers and what's to come with their upcoming game with Rochester Adams. Once again, that's going to be taking place tomorrow, September 12th, and will be broadcast on State Champs. But that is going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. Big thank you to all of our guests and for everybody on the Splash Live team for helping to make this show possible. I've been your host, Jake Schaff. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.